I can always introduce. Okay, so guys, I can introduce Gail if Mark is not available. Okay, so Gail is also one of my teachers. I've taken classes with her before, and I'm so excited to always learn from her on how to activate, how to cut cords, how to tap into our abilities. That's what she's going to be talking about today, is about removing cord blocking, love, health, abundance, and disease. We create negative cords and energy misalignments, which literally block our flow of love and money toward us and can even cause physical ailments. Gail Thackray is a physical intuitive who can see these energy blocks and to show you how to release them and to stop them from reforming. She's going to show you how to locate these quickly and shift them immediately for yourself and others. People often experience miraculous shifts and then completely change their lives. You can find her also at gailthackray.com. So welcome, Gail, to the stage.
Hi, everyone. So great to be back here at Newlife, and shortly we will be in person. So today I'm going to be talking about cutting cords. So what are cords? Well, we create cords with everybody that we come across that we have a relationship with. So that's our parents, our family, people that we work with, friends, and of course, romantic relationships. So we have these energetic attachments to people. So these, if you're a psychic intuitive, maybe you'll actually see these things as energy cords, as white light cords, or sometimes kind of dark cords. And so any experience that we have with another person that has any kind of significance in our life, we're going to have this kind of energy attachment. How do we learn lessons in life? We, of course, learn through experiences, through our feeling, and who better to teach that to us than relationships? And so family and friends and business partners, but of course, romantic relationships are one of the key ways that we learn our lessons, and the key could be traumatic experiences that we have or important experiences that we have for our soul growth. And so somebody was asking me today, what am I speaking about? And I kind of flippantly, jokingly said, I'm talking about goddess empowerment and fifth dimensional orgasms. I was really kind of joking, but I was thinking, when we're talking about cutting cords, what are we talking about? And one of the main things we're talking about is romantic relationships. And that is our sacral chakra. That's our energy center. And this is the energy area that we store these negative emotions. And this is the energy center that we need to be empowered. This is our goddess empowerment center. And I know we have a lot of women here today, a lot of goddesses, but we also have some men here, and men, we have male and female, so you'll relate to this too. But our sacral chakra is our power center. And this is the area of our romantic relationships. It's also the area of passion, excitement, business, finances. And strangely enough, the back of our sacral chakra, our lower back, that's where we store negative financial issues. So the back of our sacral chakra, our lower back, is all about finances and stability. And when we're looking about the dark areas of our sacral chakra, the negative energies that we store, we're talking about fear, repression, we're talking about fear of sexual energy, we're talking about sexual traumas, we're talking about relationship hurts and pains, but we're also talking about financial difficulties. And sometimes those are intertwined. Sometimes relationship things can bring the dark side of financial dependency, financial control. Our sacral chakra, when it's working and it's perfect alignment, is our center that we manifest from. It is the place that is our power center, our control center. And so when you've got a healthy sacral chakra, you're talking about having a healthy a healthy empowerment, a healthy control of things that you can control. So it's about taking back your power, but also knowing where there are things that are not in your control. So being able to control the things that are in your control and being comfortable about the things that are not in control, and feeling that you don't have to always be in control. So I thought today we'd work on this sacral chakra and the chords that are attached to that. So when we have a relationship, when we have a romantic relationship, we are attaching chords, and I'm saying it's usually your sacral chakra, because that is the area of that romantic pleasure, that's the area of romantic control, that's the area also of passion and excitement. But you can also have chords that go from there to somebody's heart chakra. You can have chords that go from there to somebody's base chakra, which is about controlling that person and perhaps things that they've had from childhood. So I want to look at that chakra today and see if we can clear off negative energy that's stored in there. You know, and I flippantly said that we were going to talk about fifth dimensional orgasms. But it is kind of reality, because, you know, when we talk about orgasms, and I'm talking about real sexual orgasms, but I'm also talking about the pleasure in life, because it all comes from that same center. So what would be your fifth dimensions of your fifth dimensional orgasm? Well, your first one would be just even the potential, the knowing that you could have that. And so some people have got such energy of fear and trauma that they have in their energy centers that they've completely shut down the working of that chakra. And so the people that can't even have the potential of having pleasure in their life, of having finances, of having passion, and having a physical orgasm, that they can't have that because there's so much fear there. So, you know, the first dimension would be admitting that you have the potential to experience that. And the second dimension would actually be believing that you can have that, believing that you can have passion in your life, believing that you can have amazing abundance, believing that you can have a life purpose that you love, and believing that you can have that physical orgasm, that you can have that feeling of that empowerment, that control, believing that you can have that. And the third dimension would be loving yourself, allowing yourself. Some people don't believe, because of the traumas that they've stored in their energy centers, they don't believe that they're allowed to have it. They might believe that other people can have it, but they don't believe that they can have it. Or they may believe in one area of their life, but not another. So they may believe that they can have love, but they can't have financial abundance. They can't have real passion. Perhaps they're in a relationship that's not passionate anymore, in a marriage that's not passionate, or perhaps they're single, they don't have that passion in their life, or perhaps it's about finances. But the third dimension will be allowing yourself that love, allowing that self-love, and in a sexual way would be allowing yourself self-love and self-pleasure, but allowing yourself abundance in life, and allowing yourself to take what is everyone's by divine right. Why would you block yourself and not believe that? And that will come from old fears and attachments that you might have. And then the fourth dimension would be allowing yourself physical intimacy with another, allowing yourself to have that pleasure. And also allowing yourself to be out in the world and doing business, and allowing yourself to be a spokesperson, to be in the limelight. Some people might experience it in their business. Their business just doesn't get out there, or they want to be a speaker, or they want to be a healer, but they can't get out there. So it can come out in all different forms, and not feeling that you've got that control over your life and that empowerment. And the fifth dimension would be having not only that physical sexual orgasm, that physical intimacy, but that physical empowerment, and that physical being able to be in your career and stand in your power and do the thing that you love. But in the fifth dimension, we're talking about it being on a soul level. encompassing your soul purpose, doing it in a higher divine realm, and really feeling that you are not singular, but you are one and part of the one, and it is that ultimate pleasure. And so where do we start? Well, we start by seeing, well, what is stopping us from having this? And it's going to be traumas that you have stored from past relationships that are literally sitting in your energy field. And when you have negative energy sitting in your energy field, you are actually attracting more of that same. And so I want you to think about some of the worst relationships that you've had. So just right now in your mind, think about who was the worst person? What did that person do to me? What was the worst relationship I had? It might be somebody that really screwed you over financially in a relationship. It might be a divorce or a breakup you went through, or it could even be when you were younger, some kind of traumatic experience. I want you to think about what was the most difficult experience you had. And the most difficult experience you had, it's not a failure. It's not something that you wish had never happened. It is actually the greatest learning lesson. It is actually the most empowering experiences that you've had. Because if we're here to become enlightened beings, and people ask for enlightenment all the time, and I don't think they realize what they're asking for. When you're asking for enlightenment, you're asking to feel. I mean, the whole purpose of life is to feel, and to feel all the different emotions that we can feel as human beings. That's why we're here in a physical existence, to feel them and to experience them and to live through them. And to take also the negative experiences and to learn from them. So the ones that have been the most difficult relationships have been the most learning lessons for you, and the ones that you've actually had the most soul growth. So I want you to think right now about the ones that were the most difficult in your life. And then I want you just to see if you can see that as somebody looking in from the outside, and realize, what did you learn from that? What was the biggest thing, the biggest revelation that you learned from that? And it could just be simply to love yourself, or it could be simply, I had that hurtful experience. Now I know what that feels like. I don't have to experience that again. If we don't clear that and we don't release that, it means we've not completely learned that lesson. And so we'll attract another one the same. So, you know, I sit here and I'm teaching this stuff, but that doesn't mean that I know all this stuff, all that I'm free of lessons. I have my own lessons. And so I, married a guy, and then after I got divorced a few years later, I married the same guy. And I didn't literally marry the same guy. I married a different guy, but it was the same relationship. And so what happens is you bring back that exact same thing until you can clear it. So what I thought we'd do today is we'll do a little clearing, and we'll start stripping away like layers off an onion. So we're going to go very deep, if you will allow yourself. Let's get to that place where we can strip away any negative energy that you are holding on to. Let's break those cords. And you may think you've done this work, but we'll go through it and you'll see. Most people have to keep working on this and working on this. So I'd be very surprised if you completely cleared this. So let's think about the different relationships, and we're going to do a little meditation, and we're going to do a little clearing. And so we're going to go through a meditation. As we do this, I'm going to be doing some healing work on you and just removing those cords and dissolving that. So if you'll allow this, let's go ahead and clear off your negative energy you've got in your sacral chakra. And let's open yourself up for that fifth dimensional orgasm, to be in that space where your sacral chakra is open and working and bringing you all divine pleasures in your business, in your finances, in your love life. All right. So first thing we're going to do whenever we do this kind of work, just put yourself a ball of white light around you. We're just saying we're completely protected. We're only working with divine beings and angels. We are in that white light of divine source. And we're only working for our highest good, our highest potential, and we don't allow anything negative to affect us. And just try to relax for a second. I know this is quick, but just take a few deep breaths. And as you release out, as you exhale, I just want you to just let everything go for the moment. just think about centering myself. I'm just going to let everything go. I'm not going to be in my head. I'm just going to allow whatever comes to me to come. And we'll allow this white light to come down over all your chakras, over your head, over your third eye, coming down over your body, completely protecting you and engulfing you in this beautiful white light. Now, I want you to you can put your hands on, visualize your sacral chakra. Your sacral chakra is just below your belly button. So you can put your hands there, or you can just think about this area of your body. And I want you now to ask your subconscious to take you to a place where you had your very first traumatic experience, of which that energy is still sitting in the sacral chakra. So we're asking right now, we're asking your subconscious to take you to a place of your first experience, a first negative energy that is sitting inside. We're asking in this lifetime. So let's go back to probably something in your childhood. I mean, it could be your first relationship, it could be your first breakup, but I want to go back to the very first traumatic experience that your subconscious will take you to. So more likely it's going to be something with your parents, or, you know, with somebody, somebody maybe abused you, or somebody, could be that somebody just said something to you that hurt your feelings, or it could be a sexual trauma, or it could be a feeling that you are not good enough. Let's ask your subconscious to take you to that time. So go ahead and just put your attention on right now on your sacral chakra and ask your subconscious to take you to that very first experience that is sitting in your sacral chakra and blocking you. And as you think about experience, I want you to actually really go into that, really understand that you're there, really take yourself to that point in time. So it could be with a parent, could be a very dark situation, could be with somebody that is hurting your feelings, or somebody who's really abusing you or hurting you. I want to take you to that point. Ask your subconscious to go to that point. And sometimes if you have a hard time going to that point, just ask your subconscious to take you there, but you may not completely see what it is. Some of you may go to things that you don't actually remember consciously, or some of you may go to things that you remember that are quite vivid. So go ahead and go to that time and place. And then I want you just to look at that experience and understand that everybody in our life, even people who have abused us, even people who have hurt us very badly, we chose to have this experience on a higher level. We chose that this person would come into our life. This person would be our parent, our guardian, our friend, our loved one who would hurt us. We chose this experience for a reason. We chose to have this pain. So go ahead and relive just for a minute that pain, and then just say to yourself, I chose to have this for an experience. I chose to feel this energy, so I no longer need to feel that. And as soon as you can see it from their point of view, so maybe look at them and say, okay, what were they thinking? Why did they do this? How could they have done this to me? Why did they say this thing? And once you can see it from their point of view, and it may just be that you just asked for that experience. Okay, so while you're doing that, I want you just to concentrate on that person and that experience and just send them love. Just say, I release you. I no longer hold on to that energy. And as you do that, let's cut away the cords. So as you're thinking about that, let's cut away the cords, and we're asking our spirit guides to work for us and to cut away any negative cords, throw them down to Mother Earth. So your job is just to think about that and just send love and forgiveness. Throw that down to Mother Earth. Sometimes it's hard to forgive, but if you understand that there's previous lives, there's many lives, we don't always understand why somebody does something painful to us, but we accept now that we had that experience, and we can understand that we had, but we don't need it to hurt us anymore. We don't need that energy to continue being in our sacral chakra, and we don't need that to continue drawing more of the same to us. So we now release that, and we ask that we can just see that love and forgiveness in our heart and just allow that experience. And if you can consciously get around why that happened, what you were supposed to learn from that, what was the other side of that, that's going to help you a lot. Let's go ahead and cut away any cords. They could be from your sacral chakra, they could be from your base chakra, they could go to their base chakra. It's all about control. And also releasing the feelings of fear and guilt. So any feelings that you have about the situation yourself, where you feel like I was dirty, I was wrong, I am ashamed. Guilt and shame are the most difficult energies that sit with us. But they're also those of great learning lessons to us. So go ahead, and any feelings that you have, I just want you just to see that, and then just send yourself love. Send that person that you that was a child or a teenager, send them love and just say you're doing a fantastic job and we love you very much. This is your soul talking to your early childhood. Okay, let's release that. Let's go to the next layer. So let's go to something else. I'm going to ask your subconscious to take you to a time and a place. Take your subconscious to a time and a place, to another experience. It could be your first love affair. It could be a friend that hurt you. It could be your first relationship, the first time you felt like you were left, the first time you were abandoned or hurt, or perhaps something that you feel like you hurt someone, or there's shame and guilt or fear involved. So let's go to that next one. Let's go to that next relationship. Take yourself back to that place and then see if you can really get into that, the feeling of what was going on at the time. So don't push it away. Don't say, I'm just going to bury that and hide that. This time we want to just actually experience that and feel that and understand, wow, I really had a hurtful experience. I really had that experience. And what did you learn from that? Did that make yourself love yourself more? Is it simply that you were just experiencing that energy so that you could be done with that experience? Remember, we're here to learn and experience and feel on all levels. So perhaps it's just feeling that experience so that we no longer need to feel that any longer. Now I want you to look at that person and see if you can see now from another light. If you can see you as an adult now looking at yourself as this child or this teenager, I want you to look there and say, okay, I can see, I can understand. I can now understand the other person's point of view. Perhaps they're acting out of, they had traumatic experiences. Perhaps they're fearful. Perhaps they have other reasons. So if you can just see now, sometimes when you see it as a third party, you can see what they're doing. Perhaps they didn't mean to hurt you. You just took it as that hurtful experience. So let's see if we can go there and then see if you can find it in your heart just to send them love. We chose to have this experience for a reason. We chose to bring that person into our life to give us that lesson. And so on some level, even though they hurt you, you're also saying thank you for being here and teaching me that lesson. And I no longer need to hold on to your energy. That person may be out of your life for many, many years, and the only person that it's hurting is you because you're holding on to that energy. So let's remove that negative energy by releasing them, by saying, I forgive you, I love you, I'm thankful and grateful for that experience that I had. So if you can just right now concentrate on that person. And then I'm going to ask to remove any cords. I'm also feeling release of that feeling of fear, control, the financial stuff that's being released. Let's take that and throw that onto Mother Earth. Okay, now after you clear this energy, look back at that person again and see how you feel. When the energy is cleared, you see it more like it's a third party. It doesn't affect you emotionally. It doesn't pull as much. When you feel them pulling, when you feel those cords that attach, you actually feel them sometimes in your sacral chakra, actually tugging, actually causing you physical problems and being able to feel that. So let's just check in now and see. If I send you love and light, and I'm just grateful that I had that experience, how do I feel now? And see if you feel lighter, if you don't feel that tug. I'm going to clear any remaining cords. We're only taking away negative cords. We cannot take away any positive energy between you, only the negative cords. So we're throwing away the negative cords And that person may have been out of your life for years and you are just holding on to that energy. Now we're asking to release that energy, to release those energetic cords that are affecting us in a negative way. Okay, let's come forward in your life and come to the more recent event. So let's come to the most recent hurtful event that you've had in your life, where you felt that somebody is hurting you or somebody is controlling you. So think about somebody more recently in your life. So it's your last romantic relationship, or if you're in a romantic relationship and it's good, but there might be times that you've had an issue between you, or it might be something previous that's still bothering you. Or if it's not particularly a romantic relationship, it could be a business relationship. So let's think about that person who has hurt you. Think about that relationship and think about the details of what went on in that relationship. And think about the time that was the most hurtful. Think about that argument, that confrontation, the thing that they did, that betrayal, that hurt, that pain, what they did to you. And then as you see that, just understand that you asked for that on some higher soul level. You wanted to feel that feeling, and perhaps that goes back to the ones we just cleared. Perhaps it's the same energy coming over and over. So let's ask now on this particular relationship, let's ask to clear that person. And again, we're not clearing that person out of your life. We're just clearing the negative cords. So we're taking away the gray, the black cords, and negative things, throwing those down to Mother Earth. If this is a good relationship with also beautiful cords, they're going to stay. This person's going to stay. If this has just been a difficult relationship for you, then perhaps they'll leave. But this is always under your control. And we say with love and light, we send love and light to this experience, to this relationship that we had, and then we absorb all the beautiful, wonderful experiences that we have. So what did you gain from that? Release that person in love and light. And now let's look at your sacral chakra. And we ask to put great empowerment in your sacral chakra to give it protection. Let's spin that sacral chakra. So I'm going to spin it clockwise. I'm going to ask your sacral chakra to start spinning. Some of these sacral chakras are not spinning. Some of these sacral chakras are shut down so tight with all this negative energy. And now you can feel it cranking up. This is your power center. This is your creative center. This is your passion center. Also in your lower back, this is your financial center. So now I want you just to envision going forward in the future, allowing yourself now to have the perfect relationships, to have the perfect, passionate career, perfect finances, to manifest everything that you desire coming easily and quickly into your life, and manifesting that perfect romantic relationship. So if you're single, we're imagining that perfect partner coming in. If you're in a relationship, we're asking that we're now manifesting that perfect relationship. And we're asking that energy, that beautiful energy of co-creation, and allowing yourself that power. And as you do this, you're allowing your sacral chakra to start powering up, to get brighter and brighter. You may even see it's an orange chakra. You may see it getting lighter, stronger, more powerful. This is your creation that manifests. This puts you in power and control, but also allows you to control the things that are controllable in your life, and to experience the pleasure in the things that are not controllable, and to raise yourself physically, to physically allow yourself to have the abundance, to have the pleasure, to have that fifth dimensional orgasm. And when you go home tonight, just go ahead and do that, because there's nothing more empowering, there's nothing more will align your energy chakras than a really great physical orgasm. So let's do that on a fourth and a fifth level. Let's put that white light around us. We ask that we continue to be in this amazing energy. And now that sacral chakra is clear. Those cords and attachments that were holding us back are now clear and dissolved. And we're now allowing ourselves to have the great things that we want to manifest in our life romantically, and in business and finances. So just see that perfect life, and see those as the things that make sense to you. What is it in your life right now? So I want you just to envision, do a little daydreaming of what is coming right now. And as you think about that, you should no longer feel those feelings of, I'm not worthy, I can't have that, that's for other people, it's not for me. I want you to experience it and know that you are a powerful, empowered goddess, whether you're male or female, and that you are the master of the control of your life and bringing all those things to existence. And so be it. Namaste. I think we're totally out of time here. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Do I have any questions? Or probably not much time for that, but I am going to be live in New York in October. So I am very excited to see all of you live. And let's check in. What's going on right now? So I'm not sure if somebody else is going to come on. Is Alan going to come on? What's going on? All right. So anybody have any questions? You want to message me if you've got any questions while we're waiting for the next person.
No question.
Hello. Hey, Mark, how are you?
Question. How are you doing?
Doing good. And you?
I'm alive.
So this was it's a little quick today.
I know, I'm waiting. We're supposed to have the biggest hurricane in 35 years here.
Oh my gosh.
When?
So
Well, everybody's sacral chakra is now empowered. So let's all do like a prayer to somehow move that over a little bit.
yeah, we want to move it a little bit. You know, because I'm right here. I'm like 3 feet from the ocean. So I just moved everything away. Yeah. And the show was on, so I'm not moving my car or anything. Well, we'll see what happens. It's the biggest one since Sandy. I mean, it's the same thing. It's the perfect storm. It's a full moon, and it's, you know, high tide, and it's exciting.